I don't wear these ones. I don't want to wear these ones. Maybe these ones. Maybe it's a little better. I don't know who else is going to tune in today because I usually go live on Fridays, but I had something unexpected come up. That being said, I was unable to go live yesterday. Can you hear the music in the background? I can. Right. Perfect. I think this is better. We will see who all tunes in today. I know it's a different day, so we'll just see how the energy flows. Okay. Okay. My mother right here. Her ashes. Like to see. I'll put her in the background, okay? Got one heavy ass urn, okay? Seriously. The heavy bitch. Heavy bitch. A mama. Okay. Oh my god. All right. I think that's good. Let's leave it at that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. We're back. Sorry about that. YouTube crashed. Okay, we're good. Stop. Please. Thank you. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. Where is everybody from? Today we're talking about courage. What is courage? What does it look like in life to have courage? What can courage feel like? And why do we continue to have courage? Okay? That's what we're talking about. And I don't even know if you can see me properly or hear me properly. So please, if someone can confirm, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Mika? 2 seconds, please. Thank you very much. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, come here. Come. Okay, we're good. We're back. I have to let my kitty out. Oh, grab my water. There we go. Perfect. All right. I think you guys can hear me still, can't you? Yeah? Good news bears. All right. Okay. Yes, my cat was going nuts. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So let's talk about courage today. Courage is a funny dynamic because you got to be courageous about who you are, but the only way to be courageous about who you are is to know yourself in all of your actuality. That being said, anyway, we're going to change that up a bit. I'm from Canada, Alberta. I like to start with the most undesirable qualities about myself. If I can own those, then I am golden into evolving them. So, mainly the main topic I want to talk about is courage in love or courage in any kind of relationship dynamic. My words carefully here. Hold on. If you give your courage away to something that happened to you in the past, let's say you had a bad experience or someone betrayed you. If I walk into every single relationship going forward thinking that that's going to happen again, I'm going to ruin it before it even gets a chance to start. Right? Right. So I believe, hello, as long as we have the courage to know that we can heal, then we can also have the courage to give trust openly without a fear of it breaking. So the duality of courage, so the opposite of courage is control. When you see yourself starting to control another individual other than yourself, that would be a trigger point. Yeah, you're from the future, is that right? Do you guys hear background noise? Just curious. If not, perfect. Just let me know. Do you remember when September? I got you. Okay, good, good. Okay, so I'm sure we've all been in a relationship dynamic where either we have been the, okay, let's say abuser and non-abuser. So in this context, abuse is going to be control tactics. So telling someone when they can't do something, what they can and can't wear, having opinions on what is okay and not okay, as into topics of conversation, things like that, like really trying to control certain dynamics to stay in a superiority, I guess, like a leadership role. And I believe this is exactly where you lose all of that leadership and it shows where you have a lack of courage. So let me ask you a question. Let's say you're talking to somebody and they're constantly criticizing everything that you have to say. Do you want to talk to that person? More than likely, the topics or the frequency you're going to talk with them is going to slowly start to fade. I always believed, especially when I was younger, and I like somebody, I always wanted them to feel like they could talk to me. So absolutely anything that they would bring up, I wouldn't get jealous. I wouldn't make it about me or how it would be some kind of slight towards me. That being said, it took courage to do that though, right? You have to have enough courage to see somebody in all of their actuality without making it a personal thing. The only time something becomes personal is when you've expressed a need or let's say a boundary or an opinion and someone doesn't respect it. That's all I have to say. Other than that, nothing is ever personal. How do you guys break down what's personal and non-personal though? What do you mean by lift me up, don't knock me down, Joe? Is this something you find yourself doing? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. One second here. Can you turn that down a bit? It's fucking loud. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, okay, I get you. I got you. I got you. Exactly. Like lift me up, support my ideas, encourage me to be a better version of myself. Reach my goals, be assertive, call me out when need be. Uh, like I don't know, someone who encourages your direction, right? No, no, no. It's catching up now. I think it was my service, Joe. No, I honestly I want to engage with you guys, everybody. I really do enjoy talking to the viewers. I do. So something I learned about life: the more courage that you have, and the more time you take to know yourself, the easier it is to demand a certain level of how would you say this? Hold on, my kitty is meowing. Are you coming in here? Come on. Let's say a certain level of equality. Let's go with equality. I think that's a better term for it. 100%. Jesus was definitely someone who had a lot of wisdom. But if you were Jesus, can I ask you one question? Would you want your name to be remembered, or would you want your teachings to be remembered? Your name and teachings. Okay. So hold on here. So the reason that's okay. That's a good answer. I understand what you're saying. If you had to choose one, which one would it be? So something that comes along with being a prophet or a holder of wisdom is a certain level of humility, to know that it's not about me. It was never about me, and it's always been about the world, right? I personally would not want my name to be remembered. I would want my teachings to be remembered. Because at the end of the day, a name fades, a name dies. A vessel is only here for so long. Universal law is eternal, and it is forever, right? So the more people you can help bring to that understanding, your essence is what is in the teachings, not the name. Exactly, right? Because you have to have it's never been about, the peace that I feel inside myself, I want to share with the rest of the world, right? So it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with understanding. You know what? I think honestly, you're not going to fight that battle. That's going to be something that, okay, look, okay, I have a whole different opinion on that. I'm not racist in any which way. I have nothing against Muslim people at all. Nothing at all. Do I believe that there is a demon within their religion and within their own practice? Yes, I do. I do believe it's an entity. It carries an essence and it is very dark, in my opinion. Why? Because they have black eyes. Look at their eyes. They all have black eyes. I know how serious it is, okay? I do. And there's no, I dated somebody. I have a video. It sums it up perfectly because I wouldn't marry him. So therefore, he threatened to kill me. I have it on video. I posted it on my page. It's on my channel. The full video is on my Facebook if you want to go check it out. And you can actually see how he goes from threatening me to trying to twist my words into saying, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to marry you. And then he twists it and he calls me an idiot, saying, where are you going with this stupid? Like, it's ridiculous. Trust me. I know all too well. Hello, how's it going? I'm good. How are you? Robbie, ho, ho, ho. It's almost Christmas. You know what? Honestly, it is pretty serious. I do agree. It is a issue. And stop. They will turn on you in a flip of a dime. So just because they're your friend doesn't mean they have a pack mentality and they will always choose their pack. Why do they always choose their pack? Because their identity is built on the foundation of that pack. If you took them apart as an individual and asked them who they are, I know firsthand they have no idea. They don't know what they stand for as an individual. And if they don't have a group, like they're a bunch of sheep, they follow each other. And then because they don't understand why they're doing that, they get mad. And then they have to have a purpose. So as soon as the group mentality decides on a purpose and a cause, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. I am from Alberta. I am experienced. I have, okay, so like think about it this way. Like when you have a fight or you're actually going into physical combat with somebody, you have to think, like break it down. Why am I doing this and do I actually have anything against you? Am I fighting for a cause? Because if it's for a cause, you better stop right there and drop your weapon. I'll tell you that much, okay? Um, but if you're fighting for your moral value and your standards, your what makes you you, fight to the death. Yes, and I agree with that 100%. But fight for the right reasons. I do have 4 eyes, and now I have 2. What's up? Yeah, I am indeed. Okay, hold on. No, not culture and country. Okay, hold on a second. I'm talking what makes you you. So if you look at your culture and your country, okay, you remember you're associating your character with your culture and your country, right? So don't do that. Make sure you double check that. Like, I'm from Canada. Didn't get a choice in that. I was born here. I'm not actually, they say I'm a Canadian citizen. Great. No, I am just here in this place and this is where I am. I don't believe in like country and like fighting. Like, I believe in character and who you are as a person. Stop fighting each other, you two. Be nice. Thank you. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Robbie. Just saying, like, it's people like you that trigger other people who don't know how to handle it. People like you, right? So, I mean, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to, and like nobody cares. So, I really hope you enjoyed me calling you out and you feel special. Would you like a gold star? Because like you can easily just swipe on, like I said. Anywho, moving on. Okay, so no, want to know why there is war? Okay, want to know why there is war? Because the fucking governments keep convincing people of a cause. Okay, at the end of the day, we all have to realize that peace is never going to be something we agree on. There is no way, ever in history, has there ever been a moment that people have agreed on peace, right? Right. So peace is a choice at an individual level, and it always will be. And it'll be a choice that you make every single minute of every single day, every single second, every single hour, every single week. It's a choice you have to constantly make to be peaceful. It's not something you're going to agree on. You're going to have to walk away and be the bigger person. Not only that, just accept people for who they are. Like you can experience something without taking it on as your own, right? So just because someone is doing that over there doesn't mean you have to associate with it, and it doesn't mean you have to get a group of people to disagree with it. You are okay as the individual you are with the autonomy you have. Okay, but like it's a choice. If your enemy chooses peace and you choose peace, that doesn't mean you guys agree. That means you're choosing not to fight, right? Right. Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, I am pretty happy these days, you know. Must say so myself. Okay, so I don't actually like. I have to read the Islam book. I want to see because some of the stuff in there that they talk about is okay. I think it's the people who interpret and people who teach it, right? So they have a really big thing with ego, right? So my ex, when I said I didn't want to marry him, he wouldn't stop harassing me. So when I finally recorded him and posted him on my socials, that's when he finally blocked me and stopped talking to me altogether. Why? Because he couldn't keep up his facade anymore. Whatever he was telling his friends, whatever he was telling his community or his group of people was no longer, it had no validity. So the only thing that was left was to disassociate and cut it off completely, right? And why? Because he must protect his ego. He must protect his delusional world inside of his head to keep his soul trapped, right? So that's why I believe it's an entity because I see it. I see where they get stuck. I see where they don't know where to go and where they don't know where to run. The hardest thing though is that like you can't get them to face themselves. You really can't. I don't know. I haven't talked to I haven't really at all, so I don't know if he's grown from that experience. However, um I really don't care either. I mean, like at least he's left me alone, right? Just off the top, because can I just say happy? Oh, thank you very much. Um, that's a good name. Okay, I'm not even gonna answer that. We're just gonna keep going. Robbie, that's okay. You know what? I really don't want to get married either. So, like, at least we can agree on that, okay? What do you mean implementing? He wasn't implementing nothing. He was just trying to use like tactics, um, to like fear tactics to get me to abandon. He wanted me to move to Iran with him, okay? and like become this little housewife who has no goals and just listens to him. And like, I'm not that chick, okay? Like, no, it will never be me, ever. It's okay, Robbie. Honestly, I'm not taking it personal. It's nothing personal. I'm okay. Robbie, it's okay. We're good. Don't worry. I'm over it. We can move past it. I'm savage. I'm completely savage. Okay, like I'm very witty. I don't get triggered easily, and if anything, I kind of look at it like banter. Like it's kind of fun. So like if you want to take a shot at me, I'll take a shot at you, kind of thing. But like it's never personal. I understand people. Okay, like it's not just YouTube. Like it's like YouTube is just. I mean, like a lot. I don't understand why women are so weak. I'm sorry. Like honestly, like I don't hang out with women because usually they're just like, oh my god, did you hear what he said about me? Meanwhile, I'm listening to a song called Nice Guys Finish Last. And one of my favorite lines in that song is if you ever get cold, if you ever get cold, you'll just have to hack it because I'd be cold too if I gave you my jacket. That's good. Anyway, no, I'm saying men are weak usually, but actually more so because they've been programmed that they're not supposed to feel emotions. So our own evolution as a human race has been stunted due to war because war made men not have to feel emotions. They had to not feel emotion because they had to learn to be okay with things that they were not okay with, like killing people that they actually didn't hate. You know what that does to the human psyche? And then not only that, they were betrayed by the government because they fought for a cause, were promised certain things that they never got, and then they brought in a different army to take them out. Could you imagine that? So that energy, if energy cannot be created nor destroyed, that betrayal and not that self betrayal and the betrayal of government and authority figures, that gets passed down the bloodline if it's not dealt with. So then we have children being born that they don't even know why they're mad. They don't even know the emotions that they're feeling or where it stems from, but they have a. So then it gets buried down more. And now we have things like drugs and alcohol to numb it out. Can you really blame people for being in the state that they are? No, you can't. Okay, yeah, but like, okay, yo, if community, okay, war is such an outdated principle. Like, think about it. Why do we have such advanced technology if we don't have super advanced communication skills to use it? Like, it's never been easier to call somebody ever in history. Literally, we have phones in our hands at all times. So why haven't we learned to communicate? Doesn't make sense. I think technology should take a break until people can catch up with our own autonomy as individuals. So AI, when AI was built, the people who made AI, their goal or like their motto was what happens when technology evolves faster than empathy itself. That's what they wanted to see. I want to know what they're getting. They're going to meet me. That's what they're going to get. Okay. Because, like, this isn't okay. 100%. But, like, so forgiveness is key in life. Okay. If you stop forgiving yourself and others, you stop evolving as a person. Mentally, you get stuck. Stop. Thank you. Because if you don't forgive, your brain replays that memory. So the only way to evolve is to take a lesson from it, which means like, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. I learned from that mistake. Now I know to watch for this. Pull something out of it, some kind of wisdom that you can release the experience with love, right? And then you also have to wish the best for that person because karma is real. You have to believe in something bigger than yourself. And like, I don't know, even my worst enemies, like I got robbed back in the day, I got stabbed in the arm. I still want what's best for that person. I'm 27. I have not, no. Hello. Mika, stop. Enough. Come. Come on. And sorry, I mean, like, it's going to be a no go. I can't get rid of my kitties. And plus, I have a boyfriend, so. I don't blush. I don't blush. Mika, can you not, please? Thank you. Stop. Look, I know, dude. Like, come here. Stop. Come here. Come here. No, she's not having it. I just have naturally red cheeks. I don't know why. It's worse when I go from hot to cold temperatures. So I actually like them. So my red cheeks are cute. You're not. Like, you're kind of pissing me off now. I'm going to hit you with something. Hold on. Yeah, you already know what's up. What's going on? Let's go. Go play with that over there. Actually, no, it's a string. Don't do that. Okay. Ready? 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 Go. Okay, so let's talk about it. Love, yes. So love and courage go hand in hand, but love takes discernment. Okay, so like if you don't have the courage to get hurt, you do not have the courage to love. Does that make sense? I really thank you. I've been through a lot, King. I really have. I feel like God raised me. I didn't really have parents. I was on my own at 13, so I had to figure out life pretty quickly. And I did it from a non emotional standpoint because I went to the streets when I was younger. So 13 years old, had to figure it out, right? I was in a man's world. I was hustling. How do I put this into words? You can't be emotional, right? Period. Point blank, you can't. You're not going to get very far. So I'll hand it to my masculine nature that I survived that. You know what I'm saying? But I am very happy now that I get to be in my feminine nature. I'm not gonna lie. Nice to feel emotions and to not be seen as weak for it. What did you regret referring to the last video? I don't regret nothing. I don't understand which one was that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so my very, very first relationship when I was 13 years old. Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyways, I got a good glimpse of how destructive and how I wouldn't even say destructive. I would say Mika, stop it. Give me a second here. Thank you. Okay. Cruel and unusual punishment. Okay. I got to see how cruel I could be. I mean, like the darkest of dark, I left that person in a not good state, in a corner, punching themselves in the face, hating themselves, and I just left them there like that. Okay. And I just walked away and I was like, peace. That's what you get for hurting me. Not okay. Not okay. Okay. Um, that's what I regret. And I promised myself I would never do that to a person again. And then I built myself around that one foundational law, right? So I had examples of what I didn't want to be. I'm not trying to say I'm perfect by any means at all. However, as soon as I realize that I've done something that I wouldn't appreciate, that becomes a foundational rule in my character that I never do it again, right? Right. That's how we build, that's how we evolve. She's noisy because she wants to go outside, but I'm in an apartment right now. So she's just not used to the apartment, that's all. No, I mean how much power I had as an individual to break somebody down. That's what I'm referring to, Lillian. No, I don't break hearts, okay? Honestly, like I'm the most loyalist. Like, okay, I may not have a good upbringing and my family and like that. I don't look at that as my foundation. My foundation was what I built for myself. So I'm a mirror for people. How do I put this into words? I've never had a mirror for myself. Um, that being said, the only thing I had to go off of is what I didn't want. Knowing what to avoid will allow you to explore with freedom what you do want. And I would say it is a better way of going about life instead of having role models. I don't have idols, I don't have role models, I don't have a religion, I'm not indoctrinated. I am just me and my own autonomy, and I have my own relationship with the creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's okay. I think that's fair. I don't think I should have to choose a label. No. So like my dad doesn't talk to me. My mom's dead. They were drug addicts and alcoholics. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. So, I mean, I am who I am for absolutely no reason. Anything to do with psychology, and if you refer to me as a book, I have broken it and I am the anomaly of why it's not true. Okay. So, that is me. I also was addicted to drugs for 10 years and I got off of that without going to rehab, without doing anything, all by myself. Um, like, I mean, 10 years straight. And I also worked a job, I paid my bills while doing it. I didn't look like, I didn't ride bikes, I didn't I had my own place. I actually took care of my boyfriend at that time, who was 34 and I was 18. Um, the list could go on. Like literally, I am the anomaly of why everything that is stated is not true. So that's why I don't go by the book. I go by experience. Humans evolve faster than the books can keep up. Well, see, Lillian, I wouldn't know what that's like because I don't rely on other people to get me what I want. I just go and get it myself because I don't like the control that comes along with that dynamic. You know what I mean? So like if I want something, I have to give something in return. Again, not that I am not that chick. I will tell you to go F yourself and I will go get it myself. So, um, like if I want something, I just usually go get it. I don't know. Like that is kind of a toxic thing both ways though. Like you're both kind of being toxic. I, like you shouldn't have to put out to get something and but you shouldn't feel like you have to put out to get something. Like that's just are you sure you're happy in your relationship? Just wondering. Like are you actually with this person because you love them or are you with them because they buy you things? Either or is fine, no judgment, no judgment. I just That's just something you're going to have to learn to be okay with, I guess, if that's the dynamic you want to stay in. And like that, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just something you're going to have to accept. Oh, 100%. So, but the experiences are different. That's what makes us unique and separate. So, the main core lessons are all the same, 100%. The endpoint, 100%. People and our autonomy, which is so important to us, is how the journey towards that, though. Because the journey towards that is what holds all those little tiny important epiphanies, right? So, my journey, the way that I got to where I am today, it's not going to relate with everybody. For some, it will, though. That being said, that still doesn't take away from the work that they have to do to have their own little epiphanies. Without the epiphanies, and you just have the, like, that's like telling someone what to do and how it's going to end up, and then them doing it anyway, finding out for themselves, and then coming back to you and being like, you're right. It takes away from their experience. You can't do that to people. Um, I think my email is on my like my email. But like, in all honesty, I don't usually answer a whole lot of emails just because I've had some bad experiences with that. Um, but my Facebook would be one, and then yeah, mainly Facebook I use. I think what do you mean soft science? Like it's like kind of like gold, a soft, malleable, something that's ever changing kind of thing. Is that what you mean, Liliane? It should be linked on my channel. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so yes, and like so everything now is like there's a diagnosis for everything and there's pills for things. Personally, from experience, so I had complex post traumatic stress disorder after my boyfriend was murdered in 2019, right? Okay. So then I was in a state, I would keep getting thrown back into these states of fear that would paralyze me uh, for about 5 years straight. I didn't go see a therapist. I stuck it out and I sat through it. And at the end of that tunnel, that rabbit hole, the lesson that I got out of it was the things that you fear never stop being, like, they never go away. They just become a little less scary after some time. And that's acceptance. So, acceptance is not an emotion, acceptance is a universal law and it is on a spectrum. So, when someone cuts you off and you choose not to react, that is a form of acceptance. Let's say your parents die, there's nothing you can do about it. That's a different form of acceptance. You get fired from your job, that is a different form of acceptance, but it is all acceptance, right? So, to overcome the traumas that you're facing, it has to do with acceptance and all of its actuality and in every single spectrum that it comes up. So that means every time that you think of it again, you have to accept it in a new way. There's going to be something else that's going to be right in front of you that you're going to have to accept and release, right? And you have to forgive again each time as well. Hello. 1 second, I don't understand. So advice for breakups. By the way, he got okay, hold on. Let me go back up. Woo. Yes, okay, so he got back with his ex the same night after we broke up. Okay. Okay. Honestly, let it go. Just let it go. Like, peace. You know what? The time that you spend with people, if they do you dirty, just be happy it's over because now you have the rest of your life to go find someone that's worthy of it. All you can do is look at his character and see the things that you may not have noticed before, right? See if he was hinting at things ever or if he was just straight up a shitty person. You know what I mean? And if he's straight up a shitty person, like those people come and go. Not everybody is like that. You know, there was one person out of everybody that I met in my life that actually went after my family in a way that affected them for the rest of their life. Okay. And that was out of hate for me. Okay. So all I'm trying to say is like, out of everybody that does you wrong, there is 1,000 people that will do you right, or at least like won't hurt you as bad as the other person did, you know? So you got to take the punches, roll with the punches. Okay. So I was dating somebody way like back when I was younger. We were together for about like 2 years roughly. When I broke up with him, he went after my brother and got my brother, um, gave my brother substances, and out of hate for me. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm good. No. But again, I also have to give people their own autonomy. So I mean, like my brother is good now. Don't get me wrong. But the fact of the matter is, he had poor character because he lost control of who I was as a person. The only way that he felt he was going to gain some kind of control over me was to go after the things that I loved. And then when that didn't work, karma's a bitch, I tell you. I love that good old karma, man. Literally, I don't have to do anything. God looks out for me in every single way, and I just let it go. Sounds good. I will message you back. I am just doing this live right now. Thank you. You know, a lot of things have changed for me as an individual, internally, externally, mentally, mainly, like different perspectives on life in a very beautiful way. I would say I am finally overcoming my own obstacles, as in self doubt and stagnation. You know how long it's taken me to get to this point? So after my boyfriend in 20, it's been what, 6 years? 6 years I've been trying to get myself back to where I was. But now it's 2.0. So now instead of working towards hustling because I dropped that, I am working towards something that is sustainable, something that can't be taken from me, and something I don't have to look over my shoulder all the time of who's going to rob me, who's going to try and get one up on me, because being a female in this underworld is not easy. Okay. It's just not. The game doesn't run on respect anymore. It runs on manpower and natural. It's a dirty fucking thing. There's no loyalty, there's no honor, there's no respect, there's no nothing. Hello. Yep, you don't live the life that I've lived without. Man, I've been humbled so many times though. Like, let's just be honest here, okay? Like, literally, there is nothing to envy about me. I have. Liliane, are you getting jealous? Getting a little lonely over there? I'm good. How are you? Liliane, aren't you married? I'm just curious. And do you know what? What's wrong with simping? I'm just saying, like, what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. Like, if you are 100, I believe you should be with somebody that you are a simp for. I think love is the definition of that. Unless you are willing to be completely, utterly obsessed with the person, I would not suggest marrying them. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. That was true. That was true. Oh, I wasn't too sure. Sorry, Liliane. I should probably just stop bringing it up and let it go. No, okay, well, hold up here. What do you define simping? Okay, so if let's say someone's like being there at my beck and call. Okay, for one, the thing about that that doesn't show any leadership is the fact that like you should have your own life and your own thing going on to know that like someone is not always going to be available, right? Right. Okay, so like it's not about they don't go for simps. Like let's look at life realistically. I do not want somebody who doesn't have their own autonomy because my autonomy will become their autonomy. Does that make sense? Me, no, I don't get emotional. I get feelings, okay? As in, like, I feel my emotions, and then however I feel after I consolidate those emotions, that's what I go with. But that's not necessarily like an emotional process. That's a contemplation process. So there's a lot of negotiation going on in the head. That's all. My brain, yeah. Honestly, it's always contemplating. Like I feel like I every emotion in my head has a voice, and then they sit there and they divvy it out. So it's pretty much like crossing things off. Like, should I feel this way? Nope. Okay, next. Because you have to base it off of logic. It's always logic. So cause and effect, right? That's logic. That's my opinion. That's the only logic there should ever be. Um, and then like rational, irrational, right? Fair, unfair, and like just like okay. So if somebody punches me in the face, am I allowed to punch them in the face back? Depends on the circumstances. Did you hurt this person? Like, did you do something wrong? Did you cheat on them? Or like, did he just punch you in the face for absolutely no reason? Those are two different contexts. One, yes, you should get punched in the face back. The other, no. Doesn't necessarily mean you got to punch him back, right? There's variables, these little dynamics that change everything. You know, I am a Cancer, but I am also every zodiac sign out there. So you can master as you go through different cycles and lunar phases, you do shift into each zodiac, right? Which means that depending on the biorhythms in the atmosphere, you're going to be more inclined to behave certain ways and more impulsive to certain decisions. That being said, those are your trials to master every zodiac sign. So we are actually all of them, not just one. We're getting there. It's a work in progress. Thank you, Lillian. I wish you the best, my dear. Hey, get it. Get it, get it, get it. That's nice. I hear Florida has no mosquitoes. I'm from Canada, so I'm not in a state. I'm in a country. Is that right? Yeah. And my phone's gonna die. Okay. Anywho, give me 2 seconds here. I don't have a charger. I will come back on live in about 20 minutes or so. I love you all, and I'll see you in 20 minutes.